In the bustling city of Toronto, Canada, a young man named Ethan sat in his small apartment, staring blankly at his laptop screen. The glow of the screen illuminated his furrowed brow, reflecting the turmoil in his mind. Ethan had dreams of becoming a successful tech entrepreneur, but lately he felt trapped in a cycle of frustration and self-doubt. Despite his relentless efforts to develop his app, he often found himself comparing his journey to others who seemed to be thriving in the competitive tech landscape. Each day felt like a struggle, and the weight of his unfulfilled aspirations pressed heavily on his shoulders. Ethan had graduated from a prestigious university with a degree in computer science, but the transition to the real world had been tougher than he anticipated. He had poured his heart and soul into his startup idea, a mobile application designed to help people manage their time more effectively. However, after months of hard work, he had little to show for it. His app was still in the beta phase, and he had yet to attract any investors or users. The daily grind. Every morning, Ethan would wake up with a sense of determination. But as the day progressed, that determination often waned. He would spend hours coding, brainstorming, and trying to market his app, but the results were disheartening. He would scroll through social media, watching his peers celebrate their successes, new jobs, promotions, and thriving businesses. Each post felt like a reminder of his own stagnation, and the comparison only deepened his frustration. One evening, after a particularly challenging day, Ethan decided to take a break. He wandered into a nearby cafe, a cozy spot filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the soft hum of conversation. As he sipped his cappuccino, he noticed an older gentleman sitting at a corner table, engrossed in a book. The man had a calm demeanor, and something about him drew Ethan's attention. Turning point. Gathering his courage, Ethan approached the man. "Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help but notice you seem very focused. What are you reading?" The man looked up, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Ah, it's a book about personal development. I'm Mr. Thompson, by the way." Ethan introduced himself and shared a bit about his struggles. Mr. Thompson listened intently, nodding in understanding. After Ethan finished, Mr. Thompson leaned back in his chair and said, "You know, success isn't about big leaps, but tiny, consistent improvements." Ethan raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "What do you mean?" Mr. Thompson smiled and explained the 1% rule. If you improve just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. It's not about making giant strides. It's about the small, consistent efforts that compound over time. Examples. To illustrate his point, Mr. Thompson shared inspiring stories from his own life and others. He spoke of a writer who committed to writing just one more sentence each day. By the end of the year, that simple habit led to the completion of a full novel, which went on to become a bestseller. He recounted the tale of an athlete who focused on running just 1% faster each day. Over time, this dedication transformed him into a champion, breaking records and inspiring others. Mr. Thompson also mentioned a student who learned one extra word daily. This small effort compounded over time, allowing him to master a new language and eventually travel the world, connecting with people from different cultures. Ethan listened intently, feeling a flicker of hope ignite within him. "But how do I start?" he asked. Ethan's transformation. Mr. Thompson leaned forward, his eyes serious. "Start small. Identify one area in your life where you can improve by just 1%. It could be waking up a little earlier, reading a few more pages of a book, or even reaching out to one new person each week. The key is consistency." Inspired by Mr. Thompson's wisdom, Ethan decided to embrace the 1% rule in his life. The next morning, he set his alarm for just 10 minutes earlier than usual. He used that time to meditate and clear his mind, setting a positive tone for the day. As the days turned into weeks, Ethan began to implement small changes. He dedicated an extra 15 minutes each day to learning about marketing strategies for his app. He committed to working out 1% harder, adding a few more push-ups and stretches to his routine. He started networking, reaching out to one new person each week to learn from their experiences, At first, the changes felt insignificant, but as he continued to apply the 1% rule, Ethan began to notice a remarkable transformation. His confidence grew, his skills sharpened, and opportunities began to unfold before him. The small, consistent efforts compounded, leading to significant achievements he had once thought were out of reach. Ethan launched his app, which began to gain traction, and he found himself surrounded by a supportive community of like-minded individuals. He attended local tech meetups, where he shared his journey and learned from others. Each conversation sparked new ideas and collaborations, fueling his passion even further. As the months passed, Ethan's dedication to the 1% rule became a way of life. He started documenting his progress in a journal, celebrating each small victory. Whether it was receiving positive feedback on his app or making a new connection, he learned to appreciate the journey rather than just the destination. One day, while attending a tech conference, Ethan had the opportunity to pitch his app to a panel of investors. Nervous but prepared, he took a deep breath and shared his vision. To his surprise, the investors were impressed not only by his app, but also by his growth story. They saw the determination and resilience that had fueled his journey, and they wanted to be a part of it. A few weeks later, Ethan received an email that would change everything. One of the investors wanted to meet with him to discuss funding. Overwhelmed with excitement, he prepared meticulously for the meeting, applying everything he had learned about presentation and communication. When the day arrived, Ethan walked into the meeting room with confidence. He presented his app, highlighting its unique features and the positive feedback he had received from early users. The investor listened intently, nodding along as Ethan spoke passionately about his vision for the future. After a thorough discussion, the investor leaned back in his chair and smiled. "I believe in your vision, Ethan. I want to invest in your app and help you take it to the next level." Ethan could hardly believe his ears. The hard work, the small improvements, and the unwavering belief in himself had finally paid off. With the investment secured, Ethan was able to hire a small team to help him refine his app and expand its reach. He continued to apply the 1% rule, encouraging his team to embrace the same philosophy. Together, they worked tirelessly, making incremental improvements that led to significant advancements in the app's functionality and user experience. As the app gained popularity, Ethan received messages from users who shared how it had positively impacted their lives. Hearing their stories fueled his passion even more, reminding him of why he started this journey in the first place. Months later, as Ethan stood on stage at a tech conference sharing his story with a captivated audience, he reflected on how far he had come. The journey of success was not defined by monumental leaps, but by the power of small daily improvements. Just 1% effort every day had led him to a place he once thought was unattainable. Moral of the story: the journey of success is not defined by monumental leaps, but by the power of small daily improvements. Just 1% effort every day can lead to unstoppable success. Are you ready to start your own 1% journey? Comment below one small improvement you'll make today. Like, share and subscribe for more growth hacks.